Hey you guys, thank you so much for stopping by the garden today. We're going to go over my little flowering Echeverias here. This is a little Echeveria topsy-turvy. She's so cute. She's starting to push out a nice yellow to pink bloom on her, which looks really good. I just took that off actually, you guys, so I can show you how I pollinate these. Now this little flower was on this little stalk right here, and before it dries up completely after I pollinate, I like to take them off. I make sure they're a little bit dry and closed up, but before they dry up completely, I like to take the little flowers off. Now when this flower was on here a few days ago, you just want to, what I do is I just pollinate them. So you want to take the little pollen, which is the yellow stalks right here. It'll come out on a nice sterilized paintbrush, and then you can just go ahead and tickle that inside. Inside here, that little piece is going to be a little seed pod, and those little seed pods need to be pollinated by this pollen on the outer side of the flower. So you just tickle it around, all around that little seed pod in the center, and that little pod right there is going to turn into a bunch of seeds that you can harvest and start to grow. So you can grow a lot of your succulents from seeds. Now we saved a lot of them already, and we're just going to show you how we're going to do these. They're really easy, and before this flower stalk opens up all the way and all the flowers push out all the way, we have one more flower. So there's one more flower underneath that. We have one just ready, started to open. As you can see, let me show you guys so you know when to cut this. You can see we have one flower that's starting to open up top and then another one underneath. So we have two flowers total. Once that flower pops open, this one I'm going to pollinate it, and then I'm probably going to cut the stalk off like I did to these two, because you want to cut this flower stalk off before your succulent starts taking shape and turning. Because I noticed on my little Echeveria here where I cut that flower stalk off, it was starting to turn. As you can see, it's like pushing to this side because that's where the flower stalk came out of, and I didn't cut it in time. So your succulents will actually start like separating at that flower stalk if you don't chop it off in time. So just keep a mind out for that, and as soon as it's almost all the way done flowering, you can then go ahead and cut it. And these flower stalks can actually stay alive in a glass of water. So if you cut the stalk off all the way to the bottom, just you want to follow it all the way down to where the very bottom is, and then cut it there. And then you can just go ahead and put that end in a glass of water in a vase or something and showcase all your flower stalks, which is really cool. Deborah Lee Baldwin actually taught me how to do that. I didn't know that you can showcase flower stalks like that, so go check her out. She's really, really cool, and she grows a lot of succulents, and I'm not sure if she's in hot tropical climates like we are here. It's so humid out today. It's like 100% humidity, and it's going to be up at 90 degrees again. We're just going to get 90, 95s all week, and hopefully by the end of the week, they said we're going to start calming down a little bit into the 70s at night, which is amazing. So I know my plants are going to do a lot better and not struggle so much during the summertime. But these are basically done flowering for the summer now, and they're going to rest for the winter. Going into winter, they become dormant, so they're going to need less waterings at that point. But this is a little flower pod we took off and pushed out all those seeds. So these are the little specks. They're so microscopic, and I don't know if you guys can see all that, but there's little specks. Like this stuff isn't seeds, all this big stuff, these are the seeds right here. And I'll post a little picture of that on the thumbnail for this picture so you guys can actually see this up close. And these are the little flower pods we took off of the Echeveria. Now I usually lay them just on a piece of paper like this, put all the flower pods on there. These are the little flower pods we took off individually. So this is from my Echeveria Neon Breaker, and what you want to do is just peel away the outer edges when you're ready to plant these. Now if I wasn't planting these, like I'm not going to plant a lot of these, just the ones I broke open, the little pods, so I'm going to store them in a little closed up piece of paper. I just took a piece of paper, the other side of this is white because you want to choose something that's white so you can actually see the seeds. They're so small, so they're really hard to miss. And then I just folded it up in a little square and I taped it together so we can just hold our seeds in here till we're ready to use them. I don't want to waste these little Echeveria seeds. But how you get that open, I wanted to show you guys, because this is what I have in those envelopes. Just this little flower that's dried up. You want to make sure it's all the way dry, and you can feel that when you touch it. And then I just leave it alone. But then if I'm ready to plant them, you want to take these little flower pieces. I don't know if you guys can see this because it's so tiny, but you just want to peel the outer edges of this flower. And what's going to happen is inside, I'll post a little picture on the thumbnail for this picture so you guys can see what this little flower pod looks like when it's opened. It has like 4 little flower pods in it, and those, when you break them open, that's where you get your little seeds. So I don't like to take those flowers off on the outer edges until I'm ready to plant it, because then, you know, there's a chance them pods could open and then you're wasting all your seeds. And that's it, you guys. That's how I store my little Echeveria seeds, and that's how I pollinate these little flowers when they're on the flower stalk. And you can also cut this flower stalk at this point with only 2 flowers left and let them bloom. They'll continue to bloom, and then just pollinate them when they open, and you'll have pollinated flowers to come. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Don't forget to store them in a little envelope so they don't go to waste and you don't lose them. They are so small and hard to see. If you need any help at all in this video, anything I covered here or didn't cover, let me know. I'm always here for you, and I'd love to help you in any way I can. Thank you so much for stopping by, you guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.